Can you solve all these functional groups questions? Non-polar functional groups.
Smart pick. Shar is the correct choice.
Hydrophobic functional groups.
Solid response. Share is a valid choice.
Identify the functional group. Well done. Esther is the right choice. What functional group is Cu?
Great thinking. Carboxyl is the right choice.
What is this functional group?
Exactly. Ketone makes sense, and it is right choice.
Functional groups of aldehydes.
Strong choice. Formyl or carboxyaldehyde is the right answer.
Which functional group is this?
Good thinking. Phosphate group is the right answer.
Name the functional group shown.
Bravo! Hydroxyl is the answer.
What functional group is shown?
Correct response. Carboxyl is the most accurate answer. Functional groups in molecule 15. Clear logic. Your choice carboxyl is sound and 100% true.
The functional group of Ch3-Cho is.
You chose aldehyde, and it is correct.
What functional group is pictured?
Smart move. Sulfhydryl is an accurate answer.
What functional group is O-exist in?
Good job. Your answer, alcohols, works well here.
What is the amino group structure?
Well picked. NH2 is the correct answer.
Alcohols have this functional group.
Great job. Hydroxyl group is the accurate answer.
Functional group of Tri-Chush equal TOC2 is.
Nice work. You chose alkene and it is correct.
What kind of functional group is this?
On track. Esters is the correct answer. Proteins contain this functional group. Correct. Amino group is the right answer.
Which is the functional group phosphate?
You're right. PO4 is the correct answer.
What is the functional group of alcohols?
Perfect. O is the correct choice.
Functional groups are used to classify dash.
Right choice. Organic compounds is the best answer.
Name the functional group whose suffix is all.
You got it. Your choice aldehyde is right.
Which of these functional groups is an amino?
Excellent. NH2 is a brilliant choice.
Name the functional group present in CH3 COSH3.
Excellent choice. Ketone is the right answer.
Which of these functional groups is a sulfhydryl?
Valid point. Shech is true.
Which functional group is present in nucleic acids?
Sharp thinking. Phosphate group is the right choice.
What is the name of the functional group shown here?
Well reasoned. Sulfhydryl group is the correct choice.
Identify the functional group present in the compound.
Nice selection. Carboxylic acid is the correct and valid answer.
Name the organic functional group for this structure.
Right again. Amides is a valid answer.
Which functional group contains ketones and aldehydes?
Nicely done. Carbonyl group is a solid answer.
Classify the functional group present in the molecule.
Sharp thinking. Hydroxyl is the right choice.
Which functional group is present in all carbohydrates?
Perfect. Hydroxyl is the correct choice.
Which functional group has the general formula of RaCu?
Strong choice. Carboxylic acid is the right answer.
What is the functional group present in carboxylic acids?
You're right. Carboxyl group is the correct answer.
In carbohydrates, we can find lots of this functional group.
Correct response. Hydroxyl is the most accurate answer.
Classify the compound based on the functional group present.
You chose Esther, and it is correct.
The name of a compound with the functional group O has the suffix.
Exactly. All makes sense, and it is right choice. Why alkanes and cycloalkanes belong to different homologous series? Nice work. You chose different general formula, and it is correct. Identify the functional group that is present in all 4 compounds. Well done. Aldehyde is the right choice. Which functional group is responsible for the polarity of alcohols? Great thinking. Hydroxyl is the right choice.
Which functional group is represented by the general formula RaCu?
Solid response. Carboxylic acids is a valid choice.
Which functional group is responsible for the energy storage in AP?
Well picked. Phosphate group is the correct answer.
Which of the following functional groups does not have double bonds?
Nice selection. Ethers is the correct and valid answer.
Which functional group makes disulfide bridges in protein formation?
Bravo. Sulfhydryl group is the answer.
Which functional group is responsible for the acidity of carboxylic acids?
Good thinking. Carboxyl group is the right answer.
Which functional group is responsible for the formation of peptide bonds in proteins?
Well reasoned. Amino and carboxyl groups is the correct choice.
An organic compound with a hydroxyl functional group on an aliphatic carbon atom.
Excellent choice. Alcohols is the right answer.
An atom or group of atoms responsible for the specific properties of an organic compound is A.
Great job. Functional group is the accurate answer.
Butanol, butanol, butanone, and diethyl ether have different properties because the molecules of each compound differ in their.
Nicely done. Types of functional groups is a solid answer. Which functional group is shown in red?
Good job. Your answer, hydroxyl group, works well here.
Which group has the following functional group? Correct. Either is the right answer. Bonds between these groups connect certain amino acids together for functional purpose in secondary, tertiary, or quaternary protein structures. Valid point. Sulfhydryl is true.
The functional group of the compound in the figure is.
You got it. Your choice ether is right. Name the organic functional group for this structure. Smart pick. Amides is the correct choice.
How many functional groups do you have in acetic acid?
Smart move. 2 is an accurate answer. What is the functional group found on this molecule? On track. Hydroxyl is the correct answer. Classify the compound based on the functional group present. Right choice. Ester is the best answer. What functional group is on the right side of this amino acid? Clear logic. Your choice carboxyl group is sound and 100% true. Identify the functional group to the left of the hydroxyl group. Right again. Methyl is a valid answer. Which functional group is represented by the general formula shown? Chin. Excellent. Aldehydes is a brilliant choice. The functional group of the monomer react to bond each other and produce water. Smart pick. Condensation is the correct choice. Glucose and fructose have the same chemical formula, but different shapes. This makes them. Clear logic. Your choice isomers is sound and 100% true. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Well picked. Contact Narayan Chengder is the correct answer.